Greater horseshoe bats are disappearing from our countryside. With a wingspan of 40 centimetres, they're among the UK's largest bats. But changes to our landscape mean they now face big problems. This is an animal whose population has fallen by 90% over the past 100 years in Britain and across the rest of Northern Europe. They get their name from a unique horseshoe-shaped nose leaf. They use this to make calls, allowing them to navigate as they fly. However, the bat's listening system only works where landmarks such as hedges, woodland edges and rivers are linked up. Devon's countryside is the last stronghold. Its special patchwork of fields, woodland and meadows give the bats what they need: food, places to hibernate and maternity roosts. And even in Devon, threats are mounting. This is why Devon Greater Horseshoe Bat Project was established. We work with communities across Devon, helping people recreate a countryside in which the bats can thrive.
My research involves both the Devon Wildlife Trust and the Vincent Wildlife Trust. It's based on landscape scale study of greater horseshoe bats, mainly surrounding connectivity and landscape fragmentation, whether that is holes in hedgerows or lights and roads. So if we're able to identify how these impact the movement of greater horseshoe bats, we can then apply practical measures, and that could be replanting hedgerows or mitigating against barriers. From my current research, we are starting to recognise that they are commuting across short gaps of unsuitable habitat to reach the suitable habitat further on. So even though a hedgerow within the landscape looks unsuitable, it's the landscape features that come after that hedgerow that really influence how important that one hedgerow is. And I think the important issue that we need to focus on in the future is overall landscape scale conservation.
Greater horseshoe bats have been known to live up to 30 years. They breed incredibly slowly, and on average these bats only live for 10 years. So a horseshoe bat may only have one breeding female to survive her. That's it, which is why they're so endangered and why we need to look after them. The easiest way to monitor populations is to get a team of volunteers together and visit sites where greater horseshoe bats live. Horseshoe bats come out during the evening, so we sit volunteers outside of those entrances. As they emerge, you start clicking with the tally counter. It helps monitor the population so we can get a handle on if the colonies are increasing or decreasing. Now, year on year, the numbers have been increasing quite well, but without regular monitoring, we could get a sudden cold winter and those bat populations can be decimated because the bats won't survive the winter. So it's incredibly important to have continued monitoring to see if the numbers are going up or down.
The Devon Greater Horseshoe Bat Project needs to learn even more about where the bats are, where they travel and the places where they feed. You can help. By agreeing to borrow one of our bat detectors and carrying out a simple survey near where you live, you'll help us gain an accurate picture of bat activity right across Devon. The Devon Greater Horseshoe Bat Project is a partnership of 18 organisations led by Devon Wildlife Trust and is supported by the National Lottery through the Heritage Lottery Fund, as well as a range of other funders.